for Davenport.
When you look at Dementieva's hardcourt U.S. Open series leading up to the U.S. Open, it wasn't that terrific. Lost in her first match in San Diego. Peng Shuai got to the semis of LA, lost to Han Takova. The quarters, lost to Medina Garrigues in New Haven. All pretty much losses that she shouldn't be having.
It seems like a long time ago we first saw Dementieva. She was still 18 when she made the semifinals here in 2000. And then went right from here to Sydney and won the silver medal in the Olympics. That was really her breakthrough. Semis here and then lost to Venus for the gold medal at Sydney.
It's a great drop shot, great effort from Davenport. She would not have gotten that about 8 years ago. Semis here, 2000, Davenport was the person that she lost to, but when you look who she beat, Ted, along the way, Anke Huber in the quarters, that's not a humongous win. Lilia Osterloh in the 4th round, but it was her breakout season for sure. Dementieva got jammed, handcuffed in that passing shot, somehow got it down at Davenport's feet. Off the net, right near her stomach, and somehow adjusts her hands at impact.
Oh, there's a bad miss. Her second double. It's not even close.
Just pulls it right away around the right side of the ball every single time to the forehand. I haven't seen one second serve to the backhand yet.
Well, this time Davenport stung by that tight net.
Davenport practices her return so much. Adam Peterson, she's missed more than usual.
Yeah. With all the focus on Lindsay's serve, I thought in the first set that was evident. She did not return the softer Dementieva serves very well.
You know, we saw that with Capriati last year in the semifinals. That serve, even though you know it's coming to that forehand side, somehow it stays down a little low and it's troublesome.
Well, a point now that Davenport would very much like give her a second break.
So far this match, not one we're going to keep in the can forever. Not high quality.
I wonder, boy, there's a great classic example of the return, but I wonder, Tracy, if it's some of this is because these ladies, these Final Eight themselves know that for the most part, you know, this is where their championship is starting.
That's what Hingis always said. She says, this is where my tournament begins, the second week of a Grand Slam. It's about the quarters.
Most of these 8 were not really tested in their early rounds. They hadn't faced a tight match, and suddenly they run into one of their fellow group.
And that could be a problem.
It's not easy.
Yeah, because Deschy really hardly put up a fight. 11-3 in the 4th round. And then all of a sudden you come out here against Dementieva with so much power. A little bit tough to adjust.
Two break points in this game saved by Dementieva.
Her left knee almost touches the ground. She gets down so low.
And up the middle for her first ace. And somewhere in Rosmalen, Richard Krajicek smiles. IBM. Serve speed, and of course that's $100 from the American Express card to the Red Cross Hurricane Relief Efforts. But that's got to be the most annoying thing, to hit a serve as well as she just did, Tracy, for the ace, then come back
and hit the double fault.
The next point.
And Davenport has said what's difficult also about her serve, not so much tonight, is a lot of times she'll come up with a 55-mile-an-hour one and then 110. And they asked Dementieva about that in the press conference. She said, you know, when I go up to serve, I don't even know if I'm going to kind of push it in at, you know, 65 or if I'm going to try to rip it. So if I don't know, the players on the other side don't know either.
And she hit a good one there, 106 and wide, saves her 3rd break point. Lindsay knows if she can get this game, she may just get a grip on the set. But to me, that's where the return number comes in, Tracy. Here's a player, Dementieva, even if her serve is improved, it's still not a weapon. Lindsay 2 of 9 on break points, big points.
It's actually a liability, especially when she has to hit that second serve.
Right, and then Lindsay's returning clearly not up to par. Two of 10 now.
You can see in that movement right there, just obviously not quite as quick. Someone like a Dementieva. Davenport's so used to getting ahead in the point with the serve and dictating. It's tough when she has to defend. That toss was so far to the right.
Well, this game capsulizes the match where it's Dementieva's erratic serving, an ace, but a couple of doubles, and the error-plagued game for Lindsay Davenport tonight. And so finally Lindsay gets the break on another double.
HP PhotoSmart 475 is the only portable printer that prints up to 5x7s without a PC. Brilliantly simple.
Andy, it's all about persistence. Once when I was fishing, a catfish bit my hand and he swam away. I thought to myself, I will not be made a fool of by a bottom feeder. 2 years later, I finally got him. I looked him in his eyes. I said, "Who's laughing now, mister?" I let him go. I made my point.
How you look at things matters. For instance, if you knew Mass Mutual Financial Group included Oppenheimer Funds, Inc., and that our companies offered everything from retirement plans to annuities to disability income and long-term care insurance, not to mention more than 20 life insurance products. Would you look at us in the same way? The right perspective changes everything.
Yeah, there's a reflection of our night, huh? Outside, folks milling around, some waiting for Agassi and Blake, which will follow in men's quarterfinal action. This is the last ladies' quarter.
That area is so much nicer now, Ted. It's so nice to walk around the outside courts. They've done a great job with those fountains, adding some trees. It's more park-like. Waiting for the fans to sit down.
Take any seat for now. Thank you.
And they've had to use that because we said earlier there have been a lot of long day matches, and the ticket holders here tonight have to spend some time out in the plaza. Just well, forgettable numbers for both, but particularly notable for Davenport, a champion, to have that many errors so far.
Really is almost like two matches, though, Ted. The first set where Davenport could not find her game. Dementieva is taking the initiative, in control. And in the second set, Davenport turning it around.
Now Lindsay clipping the baseline. Dementieva, no complaint.
A little flat-footed.
Well, this is what champions do, Tracy, and you speak to it as champion yourself. There, as you said, there are days or nights you just don't play your best for whatever reason. Can you get through the matches when you don't have your A game?
Exactly.
Or you're not at your best physically for whatever reason. Can you find a way to get through?
All three Grand Slams, the champions face match points, and their match points down on the way to the title. Serena faced 2 or 3 match points in the semifinals against Sharapova in Australia. Justine in the 4th round against Kuznetsova faced a couple. And then, of course, Lindsay Davenport had 1 against Venus in the final of Wimbledon. then there are also matches like this where you just can tell that Davenport.
That's more what I'm thinking.
Exactly. I mean, there are matches I've won. I think it's 31 or 32 titles, and there's so many matches in there where you just get through. When I won here in '79, I beat Kathy Jordan 7-6 in the third. I think it was the round of 16, and it struggled that day. It's better after that.
It's as if in the first set you looked at Lindsay Davenport and said, I don't know who it is playing in her uniform tonight, but it's not her. There's an imposter. And those are the matches you say, okay, can you find a way to get through?
I'd just like to see a little more energy from Lindsay.
Well, she had it, didn't she, the early part of the set? Now it seems to be this game in particular.
Look at that face.
Relapse.
Just great body language. It's a relapse of 10 years.
And the other half of that equation is a player like Dementieva realize you've got a champion down. Don't let her up. Dementieva did let her up. In this set, she does have one break back now.
Let's take a look at where Dementieva serves. That black dots are the second serves, and you can see there's just one to the backhand side in that deuce court. Otherwise, it's to the forehander in the middle. Very predictable, and the one ace up the middle.
Well, you think that'd be playing right into Lindsay's hands, wouldn't you?
Just sitting there waiting for it. It's almost cheating, knowing where it's going to go every single time. But why did she get that more negative body language, Ted, when she was up 4-1 in this set? That's what I don't understand.
The forehand return, wow, it's been something, huh? I mean, it's just a lot of errors. This is reminding me of a men's match this summer, the match that really got Robbie Ginepri going. Now a semifinalist here. He beat Roddick for the first time ever at Indianapolis, and it was the same thing. He kept serving to Roddick's forehand. The deuce court, and Andy seemed like he couldn't get a forehand return in. It was shocking. Oh, there's a great pickup by Lindsay.
And a great pickup by Dementieva on the baseline. Look at how powerful this approach shot is and deep. She just gets her racket down at the ball. Good pickup from Davenport. But see how she's kind of casual here? Just kind of seems irritated tonight. Just doesn't seem like she wants to get down and fight.
Good. So Dementieva with a hole. 4-3. Davenport a break in the second.
A new era at ND. Head coach Charlie Weiss brings his offensive wizardry and championship attitude to South Bend. Notre Dame versus Michigan State, September 17th on NBC.
NBC Wednesdays.
Mr. Chairman, I can only speak as a soldier.
Their only mission is to protect America.
And I've never left anybody behind.
From producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
Dive! Hurry up!
Benjamin Bratt. Dennis Hopper.
You made it personal. It was beautiful.
E-Ring, NBC Wednesdays, 9/8 Central.
Hey. Some signals aren't as strong as they need to be.
I've been looking for this.
Get the signal. Cellular One provides you with the strongest signal across the nation. For a limited time, buy a Nokia video camera phone and get up to 3 free, plus free activation on all Nokia phones.
Now playing in select cities. The summer's biggest hit. Critics are raving. The $1.99 tuna sandwich. Starring classic tuna. Just $1.99. Featuring gourmet bread and fresh veggies in this summer's blockbuster hit, just $1.99. If you only eat one sub this summer, eat this.
Right on cue, Tracy, coming up towards 9 o'clock in New York, and this big stadium just about filling up now. Everybody making their way in after dinner. Lindsay really waiting for the late arrivals to sit.
Crucial game here for Davenport. She was up 4-1, had a couple of points, a couple of opportunities to go up 5-1. Dementieva came up with some big shots. Now just one game away from tying the second set up.
Well, they've had the same number of double faults. That's not a good sign for Lindsay, and that's number on the right is just horrendous. 5 of 23 second serve points. A little bit of life there from Lindsay.
Getting mad at herself, and I'd love to see that. I want to see a little anger.
R-rated, but
Not if they don't read lips. Watch this volley. Do not try this at home. You will probably miss it. The full swinging volley. Powerful shot from Dementieva. You've got to have great hands. That's what Davenport has. Just great eye-hand coordination.
well, that was better. That was an important game for Davenport, and she played it solidly for 5-3. I would say that's our #1 celebrity attendee this year. She was here quite a few nights.
Yeah.
I guess Kevin Garnett was probably the week 1 winner and Nicole week 2. Like I just call her Nicole.
Nicole. My buddy Nicole. Mate.
I think since all of us get closer to the action in every sport than we ever did before, we should no longer be surprised by the fact that athletes who may be very well spoken and have a wonderful presence away from the court in the heat of battle can have a different persona. And I think you're seeing a little bit of that with Lindsay.
Another net approach. 75% she's winning when she comes up to the net. Of course, she's coming behind. Ooh, it was point tracker says it was long. Much better return of serve.
Yep. What a difference, huh? That gives Davenport a set point.
The timing was better.
So now Dementieva has her most pressured serve coming so far tonight. Wow, Dementieva got a short ball there and did not finish it off. And that ends up giving Davenport the set.
About Davenport is the placement of her serve. She usually can hit those serves so accurately like that last one. And I'll take 106 if it's right in the corner.
Gets himself back to 30. All in this first game, third set. Hey, good news for, I'm sure, for Lindsay and all of us. No 9-7 third sets here as she played at Wimbledon with Venus. After this set, which fills out the last four for the ladies, Agassi and Blake under the lights tonight. So we're going to be here a while. We hope you'll stay with us.
Late call, but a correct one. Now that's the type of tennis we were expecting right from the beginning.
Point tracker says out. You're right. That, and then there have been a few of those sort of points. Both of these ladies really are great ball strikers.
Right in the center of the racket, nice and clean.
See, that's the model point. You know that when Lindsay was going through this with Adam Peterson, that's the point. So if we can play those kind of points, we'll be in good shape.
Adam Peterson in the white shirt. Lindsay's coach for a couple years. Another point at the net that's usually behind such monstrous approach shots. Just to hit an easy volley.
She's been good there tonight. 77%. Her first ace. good serve right down the middle. And Davenport dodges 2 break points, holds to start the 3rd set. More numbers.
Davenport still with more unforced errors, but one more winner now, and that's...
But who could have, Tracy, could you have ever have predicted that after 2 sets, Davenport would be winning fewer second serve points?
I think that's all credit to Dementieva's return of serve. She has one of the best in the game as well. And what's strange about that number, Ted, it's not like Lindsay's struggling with her second serve tonight. I mean, she's not throwing in these little soft second serves. She's got a second serve that's pretty deep. Has some kick on, a little bit of kick. It's not that easy to attack. Dementieva was broken in the first game in the 2nd set, kind of set the tone. But going for your serves, you want to at least break even on that second serve percentage there, Ted. Both much lower than they'd like to be.
Well, that's 72-mile-an-hour floater. Floated wide for her 6th double. That's a good night compared to the first 4 rounds. Think about winning a match, Tracy, with 19 doubles. That's 5 games giving away in a best of 3.
The most difficult part is that she knows what she's doing wrong. She just cannot change the habit. She's going to toss it up to serve. I just want to make sure that I get it in. She goes back to that old habit of tossing it so far to the right.
Seeing her serve her way out of trouble like that.
Davenport return right up the middle.
To her, yep.
Dementieva stands so close to the baseline after she hits that serve. She's able to hit the ball basically on the rise. Holds her ground. Really starting the point off in a defensive way. And it's a great passing shot, but great hands at the net from Davenport. Ted, that's got to be just so frustrating for Dementieva when she has to throw in a 68-mile-an-hour second serve, and you just know that the big bomb's coming.
And Lindsay did this. I mean, hammered it and came right in.
That's what she needs to keep doing. Very successful at the net tonight.
And now Dementieva. So this will be her 6th second serve point in this game. Hasn't won one yet. Dementieva just stood in the middle of the court and ran Lindsay. A lot of strokes. She ran her 21.
See if she can get that first serve in. I want to say it, even if she takes a little pace off.
Seventh double, second in this game.
She stays so positive. Oh.
One thing about tennis that I'm not sure fans and athletes in other sports fully understand. Andre Agassi and James Blake have just had to go through this ritual the last hour or so where they get ready. Maybe it's going to be a straight set match, but then slow down. Now they looks like they're not going to be on court for a while yet. How tough is that when the stakes are this high?
Very tough. I mean, you don't know exactly what time you're going to go on if your second match. Kim Clijsters talked about that last night because she went on court about 10:30 at night. She said she was on and off the treadmill warming up about 3 different times. Then the momentum would change. She'd get off and then she'd start back on again a few minutes later. Gotta get a few carbs in your system as well. Maybe eat a piece of bread, eat a roll. Keep that energy level up.
A long game. Finally held by Dementieva. Lindsay Davenport's coach, Adam Peterson, coached her for just over 2 years. Davenport had 2 chances to break in that game. It's a little bit like last night in that I don't think we've seen the last break of serve.
Very unusual to have this many breaks. Hoping for the best quality tennis is yet to come. Davenport, of course, only playing that one. It's like one tracker says it touched the line. Just playing that one tournament all summer in New Haven, just 4 matches. Maybe this is a tougher match than she's had all summer, and is just looking a little disjointed. Can't seem to keep the momentum. Sharapova actually said last night there were times, especially in that second set, where she was struggling. You just have to fight through it.
There's an easy game for Davenport. So we're on serve to start the third.
I'm fine, thank you very much. Where have you been? You're usually here a couple of times by now.
You know, we did get a late start. We've been on vacation, and we just got back Labor Day. So, yeah, this is late for us. But it's great, isn't it? What a wonderful night.
Have you been watching the matches at all? Some exciting tennis.
My gosh, that Blake match on Sunday was absolutely fabulous, wasn't it? Or was it Labor Day? I don't even know, but it was great. Rodrigo or somebody? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing him at Agassi tonight.
Who are you going to be rooting for in that one?
I love them both. You know, I've had James Blake and Agassi on my show a number of times. And, gee, there's so many, they're so different. You know, one's 35, one's 25, one's the old pro, one guy, I think Blake's got the momentum, to tell you the truth, you know?
Good.
And he's got the speed, too. He's so agile and fast. So I just can't imagine who's going to win, but it's going to be a great match, I hope.
Let's get down to the real stuff. Notre Dame. Notre Dame joy. Because the Fighting Irish, I bet, with Charlie Weiss, and many were wondering how we would do, and they blew away Pittsburgh.
Well, I could have told everybody that, and I did try to tell everybody that. Charlie Weiss is one of the great coaches, offensive coaches in the history of the game. He's got Michigan right now, tonight as we sit here.
Third-ranked Michigan.
Third-ranked Michigan. Notre Dame was ranked 22. Last week they were 34 or something, so we're moving up. But if he can beat Michigan, you know, we did beat Michigan last year. And they're going to be, you know, kind of angry this year. So it's going to be quite a feat. Michigan's got a great team. And I don't know how good Charlie Weiss has made our team, but they sure look good the other night.
What about SC, though, Regis?
And then there's SC, and then there's Tennessee. What do you want, Michael?
I feel like we're doing the show. I mean, you know. Now, how about this night? Because this seems like it's one of these New York nights. Great sports to come. Yeah. Do you have that sense?
Oh, absolutely. I get that sense here all the time. These people are so intent and so interested in tennis. And these players are so great. And then this cool breeze coming down, you know? It's a wonderful night.
Little autumn in the air.
You feel it coming, don't you, Michael?
Yeah, Nicole Kidman's down there. Alec Baldwin.
They all want to be with me.
I know. It's incredible.
Oscar De La Renta.
Oscar De La Renta. He looks great.
He looks great, doesn't he? Never looked better. Hi, Oscar.
Hello. Oscar De La Renta is here. We're hobnobbing in the president's spot. How'd you get these seats in the president's spot?
They asked me, you know, they plead with me. Please, Regis, come sit with us. I'd say, all right.
Now, usually you with your pal Donald up top. Donald Trump.
Donald's in California. He opened his golf course last night on the Pacific Ocean. And they had a big major opening. He'll be back later in the week. I'm sure he'll be here before this is over.
Then you're back up top.
Of course. Got to be with my Trumpster.
Joy, Regis, great to see you.
Michael, good to see you. You're doing a great job as always.
Thank you very much. Checks in the mail.
Okay.
With the Philbins, back up to Ted and Tracy.
Best interview of the Open, Michael. Deuce here, and Davenport tries to crank up a little pressure.
You just like him talking about Notre Dame, Ted.
Now, Regis very generous. Regis gave millions to our alma mater to build a state-of-the-art theater. Very generous.
You know, everybody's all day today is talking about the Blake Agassi match, the Blake Agassi match. How about the Dementieva Davenport? This is like the appetizer and the rest is the feast. Everybody wants to see that huge match. And the toughest part about the match, who do you root for?
Well, it looks like this is going to be the third of the 4 ladies' quarters to go 2 hours. as we're at 2-all, and we tell you that USA's coverage of the U.S. Open is brought to you in part by Hewlett-Packard. With HP PhotoSmart printers, go from digital pictures to vibrant, luminous photographs without a PC. Brilliantly simple. Davenport with her 6th double fault.
Both of these players, when they strike the ball so nicely, they get such great depth on their shots. Twisted around so much. She fell down on this forehand. She gets that strong base, the knees.
So open. Is that incredible?
On both sides.
Couldn't be any more open.
No. Uncoils.
Two forehand errors at point where she was love 30.
She hit a fabulous return, so deep, and that one was easier. Missed the easier of the two.
Three forehand errors. Of course, you could also say she's going for it.
She's going for it. Remember, she struggled some this summer. It's not like she's had just fantastic results. Dementieva.
Well, that's a break for Davenport. Didn't have to do much. Well, the significance of the night evidence there. Big stadium, and I mean big, and it's just about filled. And again, these two ladies are battling with huge stakes, and the two men are going through that most difficult period of waiting.
Davenport in control for most of that point. Gets the shot that she wants, but doesn't move in quickly enough. Gets down too low. You know, tennis players are used to this waiting, and there's no more waiting than at Wimbledon. When you get on and off the court, I mean, you could come off 3 different times because of the rain.
And certainly one of the ways that you figure this is something Agassi has done so often. And just that sheer experience gives him an edge. The 9th double.
Get the ball in the court and you'd be so much better off. That's her 41st unforced error.
Almost 2-1.
Coming into this match, she was 2-1 the other way for the tournament.
Almost twice the errors.
And obviously, a very different opponent. Someone who's putting up a lot more resistance. Davenport feels the need to go for a bit more, but that was really off the mark, that return.
Well, this is the last spot in the ladies semis. Probably will be of the four, this will probably be the quickest turnaround. Pretty safe to say that once John gets through programming Friday, Mary Pierce against the winner of this match would play earlier in the day, and Sharapova and Kleisters will play a little bit later. So it'll be a shorter turnaround for the winner of this match.
But not a problem. They're used to playing day after day in the smaller events. The Grand Slams, you get that one day off or two. Yesterday. And last week, Davenport played 3 days in a row, and she said that she was really glad when her back held up.
Been no breaks yet in the third set. Who will crack first? Davenport got out of love 30 last game.
Faced 2 break points in the first game. Davenport and Dementieva faced 2 break points of her own in the second game.
And now 2 break points. And can Lindsay Davenport pull herself out of this hole? She's been pretty good on break points. Oh, Dementieva, a good return, and she gets. So the first crack from the final set. Davenport broken at 3-all now. Dementieva serving.
Davenport has been very successful with that play, running Dementieva to that backhand side. She slices it up. Can't get a good crack on it because she only has one hand on the racket.
A couple of times Dementieva's had short balls, and seems to me, Tracy, hit a fairly safe ball and backpedaled.
Very much so. Didn't take the risk. Hit it pretty close to the middle. That's what she was doing so well in the first set. Dementieva taking the initiative.
That ball hit the court at second serve and turned right. And Davenport handled it nicely. And that second serve is really telling on Dementieva in this set.
This is a 68-mile-per-hour second serve.
And broken back, 4-all. But in this final set, Dementieva has served 14 second serve points and won only 3. And that may be telling at the close of this set.
Davenport was missing a lot of those, Ted. A lot of stray balls in the first set. She's found a little better range on those second serves now.
Because now, if Davenport can hold, it's sudden death on Dementieva's serve.
A lot of pressure. This is where it comes down to what's between the ears. How they handle the big points. The choices that they make.
I would imagine that if Davenport finds a way to get through this, Lindsay will never look at this. I don't know that I've ever seen her play a match with this many errors.
So ragged. Not solid at all.
Well, she's got a chance. One game away. Dementieva serving in a sudden death game. I think she answered a question right away there. She tried to take something off the first serve to get it in. And doubles, and that's exactly what I was wondering, Tracy. Would she pull back in this critical game?
When she gets the first serve in, she wins 80% of her points this set. Second serve, only 20%. It really is quite astounding that she's 6th in the world with this big of a weakness.
Yeah. But boy, I mean, even there, you know, once she gets into a point, she could take, and she turned defense to offense there against a great ball striker in Lindsay.
She's so strong, and she stands close to that baseline and can withstand the power and give it back.
She's pulling back. Even there was just 92 on the first serve, but she got it in.
Looking up with friends and family and talking, and they just don't say a word. They just look at her, shake their head, come on. Try to encourage her to stay positive. There's those great hands that I was talking about. Look at this backhand. Gets it behind her. You think that's accurate?
Oh, that's sweet.
Pulls it with the left hand.
And it's to deuce. And now the pressure. A little more, and you see it on her face.
You see that mind ticking. One more inch, it would have been 5-all. Now I'm 2 points away from the loss.
I tell you, that second serve looked awful, but it pulled Davenport way off, Tracy.
She hit it down the line and left the opening for the big cross-court shot. But that last forehand for Davenport, that line was pretty well open for Davenport to hit that up. Dementieva forehand for a winner.
Well, you can hear that in Dementieva's voice. She knows what an escape that was. A 69-mile-an-hour serve sitting there. And Davenport could not hit it cleanly.
That's because it has so much spin.
Yeah.
From the time that it bounces to Lindsay's racket, I mean, it moves about 2 feet.
And it moves so much the fans here are reacting to it. They're oohing because you don't see serves that act like frisbees. So now Davenport will try to put the pressure right back on Dementieva.
Both players, tough day at the office. And that happens, and you've just got to fight your way through it, realize the other person is going through the same thing. Try to be mentally tougher.
Dementieva hit the baseline. So now it's 15-30.
Great defense from Dementieva. And the third one, Davenport overhits, trying to cut too fine a line.
What a reversal. Reversal. Now the pressure all on Davenport. And Dementieva somehow got that serve back. And she will serve. First point underway. Dementieva serving at 4-5. Dodged it, held, then broke. Now serves for the match. Six of her 11 doubles have come in this final set. Her mother watching. Well, I like that, Tracy. I'd love 40. Dementieva said, what the heck? And she just cranked the first serve and got it in.
Going for this serve. Just wonder what goes through her mind before each and every serve. And what torture that must be, Ted, to have to figure out, do I go for this one? Do I take a little off to try to get the first serve in?
See if she goes for it again.
Oh,
she sliced it wide, but got away with it.
It's a brutal serve, though.
Brutal in what way?
Oh, so tough to get a hold of. It's like a screwball.
So you're saying brutal for the receiver?
Yes. Especially when you're a little tight and it's going to the Davenport forehand where she has 31 out of those 52 unforced are off that side. Oh!
The 12th double, so we'll settle it in a tie break. Dementieva's first final at Roland Garros last year. It was painful to watch. Davenport, stoic.
Like
Dementieva just couldn't serve at all in that final. Lost 1 and 2 to Messina, but despite those serving problems, she's at least gotten herself to where she can now play in the big matches.
Well, up to 7. Who can get there first is going to get to the semifinals. She nails that forehand and then gets her feet organized. The big winner. She beat Capriati in the semis here last year. 7-6 in the third, 7-5 in the tiebreak. Couldn't get any closer.
You get a feeling she'd like right now just to roll the balls back the other end and say, Lindsay, you just keep serving. And Tracy, you're right. She did this twice last year. You beat Mauresmo in the quarters and Capriati in the semis here in final set tie breaks. And look at Lindsay. That's an astonishing career record.
Helps because she has that big serve.
That means nothing now. 3-1 Dementieva.
Just can stab at this return, but it has a little underspin. Davenport doesn't get under it quite enough.
Serve back to Dementieva at 3-2. Andre Agassi and James Blake now know they can get ready. They'll be on court shortly for their quarter. Lindsay got away with one, but not the second.
kind of hesitated. I think most people, including Lindsay, thought that first backhand was going to go long. I think it landed in.
So they'll change ends 4-2 Dementieva. If this is the appetizer, it's been some lead in. And Agassi and Blake will take court at what most athletes would be a later time than you'd expect. That's certainly every hope they'll put on the show we expect. No matter how tough serving is for this girl, Tracy, I mean, I used the word nails. I was like, she's got to be nails mentally to hang and play a decisive tiebreak like this.
Makes it look so easy, that point.
Second ace of the match, and now she needs to get one on Dementieva's serve. Point tracker has that one about as close as it can be. Davenport does. She gets the one.
Solid return.
And now this is a big pressure point for Dementieva.
Loses this. Davenport with a match point on her own serve.
Davenport hits them. Those might have been her best shots of the match, Tracy.
3 in a row in the corners.
If she saved it, she sure saved it for the right moment.
Look at the depth and the power.
That's the first time we really, that's the first time I watched it. I said, that's Lindsay Davenport.
She's back, and she's got a match point.
At 5-all in the tiebreak. 3 great strokes in a row.
Gutsy return.
Oh, is she tough?
She says this is her favorite shot as the return of serve.
Wow. Pushing Lindsay back.
And then steps up, inside out, finds the angle. Match point down. It's tough to pull the trigger, and she does it. So much pressure on.
Well, they change ends again at 6-all. Telling you she should roll the balls back. Let Lindsay serve again. She played 2 great points on Lindsay's serve.
She has not hit too many drop shots in the whole entire match, and usually those are tougher to hit, those finesse shots when you're under duress.
Could you play 2 better points on a champion serve like than Dementieva just did?
Now she has a match point.
And Dementieva has done it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elena Dementieva.
You can't help but admire someone who knows
Lindsay Davenport.
that she takes the court every time with such an obvious flaw that is almost embarrassing and is good enough to win repeatedly.
He was extremely mentally tough, Ted. And a huge disappointment for Davenport, 29 years old. She's playing at least through the first 3 months of next